All right, folks, so here is my initial, I guess, unboxing. I've taken everything out of the box and review first time use of the 9-cup Coletti Bozeman stainless steel percolator. I ordered this. I actually ordered a different version of this a couple weeks ago. It was the Butte, which I think is still in development. So that went back with a little bit of input, and they're going to make some changes to it, I think, based off of that, and probably what other folks have said. So in the meantime, until that is unveiled, I'll show you guys how to use a percolator, of all things, for you millennials out there. So this is a percolator. It does not use these guys, but kind of works off the same principle. You're getting water to go over your coffee grounds and make coffee. Okay, pretty simple. So let's take a look inside if we can. And I filled it up to the requisite watermark. That's important. We've already gone ahead and pre-cleaned this, and we've coated the bottom of our percolator with soap, dish soap, so that you don't have to worry about getting all that carbon and soot on the bottom, which is kind of a big deal. Not so much on the stove, but if you have a campfire, something of that nature, you will get soot on the bottom of all your pots and pans and your coffee pots. So if you coat it with some soapy soap, yeah, it'll mitigate that. Now, the other parts of this are the pickup tube. Okay, we're just going to put that down inside a percolator, and you want to do this before this is boiling, because it's going to come up through that tube. You don't want that in your hand. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to put our basket in. That sits on top. Okay, now something that I've seen, and they send these with the unit, these filters. I've never in my life used a filter on one of these, but okay, so we're just going to set that down inside, and of course you need your coffee, and in this case we're going to use coarse ground coffee. Yeah, must be cuckoo. And we're just going to pour that in there, being very careful not to get any in the fill tube or spill any over the side. Get that in there too. Please forgive me. I have been up, I was up till 5 this morning, so. Okay, and we're going to put our top on, and that's it. Now we'll set this down, and what will happen is, as it boils, it will pull that boiling water up through this tube here, and it will spill over into this basket area. Now this knob acts as sort of like a peep sight. I can zoom in on that. It's sort of a peep sight, so you get to see, once this starts to boil over, you'll see it come up through here. And this is nice because this is glass. This isn't plastic or acrylic. They do make them out of that, but I don't think you can beat glass when it comes to that. Plus, it, you know, adds a little bit of classiness to it. Also, this handle is nice. It's pretty comfortable. One thing I wish that this had, that it does not, again, which was my reason for going after the other one, is a baler, because I do a lot of camping, a lot of outdoor stuff, and I would like something to hang from my tripod. You could certainly use this over coals You just have to set it on the coals or on the edge of the coal bed, and that'll work as well. So I'm not going to bore you waiting for this thing to boil. I'm simply going to pause it, and as it starts to percolate, I'll come back. So it should only be about 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes, and we should be good to go. Actually, while we're waiting, real quick, I just want to show you the packaging that this comes in. Let me move this back a little bit. This is the actual packaging. But I'd like you to take a look at this. My great-grandparents immigrated from Italy to the Bronx, opened a groceria. They brought with them a love for coffee. Today, we desire to share this love with the world. Our family-owned business has 2 devotions. First, we are zealous about helping intelligent people. Well, that's not me. Drink coffee intelligently. Never did. Your favorite coffee franchise is good, but there's so much more. Also know we're passionate about using revenue from our coffee expertise to fight human trafficking and bring peace on earth. All profits to charity. Period. If you go on their website, they actually go into more detail about that, and it was what really sold me on the product, because it looks great, and it's made of stainless steel, and you know, it goes to a good cause. So I'm trying to support them in that endeavor, but I also have to be fair in my experience here, so, or at least fair in reporting. So yeah, you can get these with a baler, but 99% of them are aluminum, and aluminum, as we've found out over the past few decades, is really not good for you to continually consume things from, because there are toxins that leach from the aluminum into your beverages or your food, and you know, it's just not good for you. So there's a lot of things that aren't good for you these days. That's really not good for you. So we are almost there, and you'll know when this starts to boil because you'll hear it. It's hard to explain, but you'll start to hear that water begin to boil, and then I don't know what the scientific term is, vasculation maybe, but it'll pull up that tube and start to spill over and sparge, just like you do with beer. It'll sparge the coffee grounds and make coffee. So again, I'm not going to bore you waiting for this to boil, but once it starts to bubble, I'll show you what it looks like. I think we're boiling here. Yeah, I think we're getting ready to boil. Here we go. My fingers are just too much for this today. I want to show you that sight glass, and you'll see. That's a good reason to have these made out of glass, by the way, and not acrylic. Wow, that was actually pretty quick. They tend to crack when they're acrylic. Being made out of glass, they sort of withstand the shock a little better, or impact a little better, the boiling water a little better. I will tell you that. Hold on, I have to go kill my cat. What are you doing over there? Yeah. Pencil. So I will tell you that if you go from extreme heat to extreme cold, there's always a danger of cracking, so please don't try to, you know, rinse it or cool it down right away with some cold water. Cat's being very bad. So there you go. So you can see that the color is starting to change. And that indicates that it's rolling over. And turn this flame down a little bit. And it's constantly pouring itself back over the coffee grounds. So, what's the advantage of percolated coffee over drip brew or French press or Keurig or Nespresso or those other things? It's just a different way to do coffee. I mean, there's 1,000 different ways to make coffee. They used to have, I think they still do have a vacuum draw coffee, which to me seems more of a science experiment than anything, and actually kind of dangerous. So, you know, I'll never even get into that. But these are great. These are absolutely great for around the house. By the way, this is a great coffee company. The coffee is really good. You should check them out. It's by vets, for vets. So, but that's neither here nor there. Thing is, if you're out at camp or you're out in the woods, you can't plug in your Keurig. What are you going to do? You can plug it into a tree. You're gonna pack a couple potatoes with you. No, you need something that you'll be able to put over a fire, if need be. And that's where these shine through, in my opinion. As a versatility, we can use it on the stove for sure, but we can also use it out in the field, out in the woods. So, we'll let this go for, I don't know, maybe another 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and then that's it. It's just the more you boil it, the more, the darker it's going to be. You don't want to over boil it because it'll become bitter. And there's different schools of thought on that. I've been told that, you know, if you boil it for a very long time, it pulls all those tannins out. And then I've been told the opposite too. So I'm not a scientist. I never claim to be one. All right, so we're gonna turn this off. Actually, off is the other way. Hello, genius. And pour ourselves a cup of coffee. If I can find my daggum coffee mug. There we go. And it's still bubbling away in there. So we'll move this guy over here. Those are potatoes. All right. And the handle's still cool to the touch because it's got that wood grip on it, which is nice. I certainly wouldn't be able to grab this thing right off the fire, although I will tell you that the bottom, the metallic parts at the bottom, that's still a little warm. So be very careful, but we're going to go ahead and pour ourselves a cup of coffee. Ta-da! There you go. Smells good. Hopefully I don't melt my face off. Yeah, I'm just going to wait for that for a bit. But that's how you make a cup of coffee. That was a review of the Coletti Bozeman. This is the 9-cup model. Stainless steel percolator. And for, again, for you millennials, how to actually percolate or use a percolator to make a cup of coffee. Although millennials being millennials, I'm sure you've already Googled it and have mastered it. So there you go. You're going to school me on how to make coffee now. So that's it. So yeah, that was the initial opening or unboxing of the Coletti Bozeman stainless steel 9-cup coffee percolator pot thing. All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Comments, questions, drop them below. I'm going to probably melt my face. see you guys on the next one. Oh, they do make a, I think I told you already, I'm not awake yet. They make a 12 cup as well. So we'll be testing that out shortly. Yeah. If you are in the market for a new coffee pot, or you are just curious, looking for a good percolator, give them a shot, I guess. See what you come up with. There you go. Catch you guys in the next one.